Now, in this video, I am about to talk about one of the greatest, if not the greatest, mystery, suspense, horror series that was ever screened on British television. And it's all going to be chronicled in this book. Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. In this video, I'd like to talk about a fantastic book that I sent for recently, and it's all about I regard it as the absolute Bible of information connected with this fantastic series from the 70s, and that is Brian Clemens's Thriller. Now, Thriller ran from 1973 until 1976, and there was around 43 episodes in total, and each episode was about either a mystery, it was either a horror story with some paranormal elements, and they had some stellar cast, you know, the likes of Robert Powell, Diana Dors, Sinead Cusack, Dennis Waterman, and Brian Blessed, and the stories were flawlessly written by Brian Clemens, a fantastic writer who created the Avengers, wrote scripts for the Avengers, and he wrote the script for the movie And Soon the Darkness, not to mention many other adaptations, fantastic actor fantastic screenwriter Brian Clemens, still very much sadly missed today. But this, guys, as I said in the introduction, this is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, suspense, mystery, horror series that was ever screened on British television. I used to watch this avidly as a kid growing up in the 70s, and I would know every Saturday night it would come on round about 9 o'clock, 9:30, and I would be sitting glued to the set. All the stories were fantastic, and this is a fantastic box set. There you go, So I'm going to talk about the book now that I bought, in relation to the series, and the book is called A Thriller in Every Corner. And this is a beautiful book, guys. This written by Martin Marshall, it's an unofficial and unauthorized source guide to Brian Clemens's 1970s ATV suspense anthology Thriller. And when I heard about this book on the Thriller Brian Clemens Thriller Facebook page, I knew I had to send off for it, guys. You can't get this in any of the shops. You've got to send off to it, and send off for it. I'm very glad I did, because it's an absolute mine of information. Just look how thick that book is, guys. If you love Thriller, get yourself a copy of this book. I'll just read you the blurb, just to give you an idea of the contents. So Britain's most widely seen and commercially successful genre anthology, a 1970s ITV Saturday night hit, and one of the few British series networked in the US as part of ABC TV's wide world of entertainment. Thriller features Hitchcock-style psychological suspense alongside tales of supernatural horror. 43 extra-length episodes spotlight mystery, twists, dark humour, and whodunit themes, classical Hollywood homage, and outlandish espionage. Now, devised and predominantly scripted by Brian Clemens, famed producer-writer during the film era of the Avengers and the creative force behind The Professionals, and given the green light by Lou Grade's ATV, this extensively researched book documents the chronological life cycle of the show, anchored by the first-hand recollections of those involved on both sides of the camera, and with access to paperwork including studio schedules, press releases, promotional material, and videotape logs. What more could a Thriller fan ask for? This, I say, it's an absolute Bible of information if you love Thriller. From background and inspiration to genesis, via development, production, and international broadcast, to reversioning, influence, legacy, and a 21st century return to public consciousness through multiple DVD releases. This is the intriguingly convoluted story of Thriller. Very fine book it is too, guys. Yeah, if you love thriller, you know, if you love this series as much as I do, you know, that was screened from 1973 to 76, you need to get yourself a copy of this companion volume. I would equate this masterpiece, this masterpiece tome, to the book that was written, you know, connected with the Twilight Zone companion, which I've got in my collection and which I love. This is just as good. It's a fantastic. It tells you everything about the episodes, you know, the actors, little anecdotes, as I say, or the script. Oh, it just covers everything. Yeah, I'll just give you an example. I'll just show you the contents. There you go, guys. Look at all that information there. Yeah, always done a good job, this author, Martin Marshall. He really has, yeah. I've always wanted a book all about the thriller series to come out, and that. And as I say, when I seen this, I had to have it. Yeah, yeah. John Cooper, producer, Thriller Series 4, and director of Possession. Night is the Time for Killing. He says they were not exactly detective stories nor horror stories. They were Brian Clemens' stories, and he wrote them terribly well. He did indeed, guys. Yeah, he was a master of his craft, Brian Clemens. Yeah, and oh yeah, I'm really made up with this book. Yeah, and yeah, so there you go. That's the book, A Thriller in Every Corner, written by Martin Marshall, and it's available from Lulu Publishing. So if you want to send off to Lulu, it's well worth the money as well, guys. It really is. Yeah, you'll be able to get it from there. Yeah. Okay, and I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the series now, Thriller. I have already done a video on this when I first started in me incipient days of being a YouTube video producer, my early days, yeah. But I want to just mention it again because I love this series so much, yeah. So many fantastic episodes in this series, guys. As I say, look at that talent there, top actors, yeah. Yeah, Robert Powell's in a good one there. Sister Mary, where he gets obsessed with this TV nun, yeah. Oh yeah, and then you've got like Donna Mills, the lovely Donna Mills, the American actress. My favourite one of hers is One Dead Leona, where she buys this big posh Rolls Royce, and it's haunted. The car's haunted by the spirits of a murdered woman. Oh yeah, that's a great one, that One Dead Leona. I hope to do a review of that one in a future video, in addition to maybe doing some video reviews of some of the series on this, because they're fantastic. Just look at some of these series here, the titles of them. There's another favourite of mine is the one with Diana Dawson, where she plays this evil demonic witch, and that, you know, she goes to look after this sick girl, and that, oh yeah, she's really creepy in it, and that, you know, and that makeup as well, you know. Yeah, that's that episode's called Nurse Will Make It Better. Yeah, some of these series, guys, episodes, they make good movies, you know, full-length movies. Yeah. Oh yeah, if you're not familiar with Thriller, you've never watched it, I highly recommend that you get yourself a copy of this box set from Network. Yeah, and I believe there's been another box set released, Australian version, and it's got Brian Clemens introduces each episode, you know, a prologue, like Roald Dahl used to do with the Tales of Unexpected. But he talks in Thriller, Brian Clemens, he talks a little bit about the episode and that, you know, yeah, and the making behind it and that, you know, giving some of his thoughts. And it's also got commentary on it as well. So I wouldn't mind getting that box set in time. It's very, very hard to get. So if anybody's got that box set or a spare copy, let me know, guys. Yeah, I'd be very interested in buying it from you. Yeah, but getting back to this is a great addition to be going on with. Yeah, even though it hasn't got the extras. It's got like a documentary, kind of a documentary. Brian Clemens talks about the production of Thriller. You know, that's quite good. Yeah. And it's got like the American, they screen these in American as well, but they done like different introductions. They sort of like done like paintings and that, you know, and sometimes they weren't really relevant to what was actually in the episode of that particular story. Yeah, and I love the theme music as well to Thriller. It's got this pounding beat, and it's got like this. This is what it was noted for. It was noted for the fish-eyed. It would open up every week. It would open up with like a shot of this country house, and it would be framed in this fish-eyed lens. You know, you'd frame it in a fisheye lens, and you get like the you know, the dramatic music and that, you know, yeah. And yeah, that was part of its appeal, the dramatic music and that, and the red fish, you know, the lens, the fisheye lens and that, showing the country house, because a lot of the episodes were shown like in country houses, yeah. And it usually revolved around the murder or strange happenings in the house and that, you know, yeah. And it would have one or two red herrings in, and then you get a twist at the end, you know. Fantastic series, Thriller. If you've never seen this series, guys, I highly recommend that you go out and get yourself a copy of this box set, because if you do, you'll be in for hours and hours of entertainment. No stupid jump scares, no stupid teenagers. You know, the picture's nice and that, you know, considering the age of this show. You know, it first started to be shown in spring 1973, and then it continued to 1976. The picture quality is fantastic, yeah, and all the actors and that, you know, some memorable episodes. Some of them you can go back to watch again and again and again, yeah. That's a good one with Donna Mills in. Somebody at the top of the room at the top of the stairs. That's someone at the top of the stairs, yeah. That's a good one, yeah. We're in a maze, you know, they rent this creepy house in London, you know, and everything's not what it seems, and that there's something sinister in the room upstairs. That's a good, as I say, the haunted car with one deadly owner, yeah. That reminded me a little bit of Christine, you know, the haunted automobile, yeah. That's a fantastic episode, One Deadly Owner, yeah. And yeah, so say if you like a good, you know, if you like good 70s TV series like Armchair Theatre, you know, things like that, Roald Dahl's Tales of the Unexpected, I highly recommend that you get yourself this box set, yeah. And as I say, there's just two. I'll just show you the inside of one of them. Just got the discs like that, guys, yeah. And that's disc 9 to 16. Again, you've got to be careful with the discs, they don't drop out, yeah. But yeah, I'd highly recommend Thriller. It's my all-time favourite drama series, you know. It really is, yeah. It's right up there with Tales of the Unexpected, you know, Armchair Theatre, Beasts. That was another good series, Beasts, that was shown in the autumn of 1976, but was very, very short. That was written by Nigel Neal, who wrote the Quatermass. And each episode would feature a particular animal. Yeah, that's quite good. I'll say it was shown in the autumn winter of 1976. I'll have to get that from your collection. Yeah. But getting back to this guy's Thriller, I can't recommend this, you know, enough. If you love a good British series and that, you know, with a stellar cast, you know, top actors in each episode, get yourself a copy of this box set. And then to conclude the video, just say a couple more words about this book, A Thriller in Every Corner. This is an absolute mine of information. I'd say it tells you everything about the series. There's no illustrations in it and that yet, but it's just a fantastic book. You know, it breaks down each episode and that, you know, and it tells you even what, you know, I said the anecdotes and that, when it was shot, you know, and anything that happened on the set and that, it's all in here. And I love it. With me being a movie buff, I love anything like this. I love to know how a film was made. I love the anecdotes. I love the stories about the actors and that, you know, yeah, and all the things that went on towards the making of a series and that, yeah. So yeah, so I highly recommend these two guys. So I say Thriller and the companion volume, A Thriller in Every Corner. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Well, do you remember Thriller? Did you watch it as avidly as I did? You know, back in the 70s. Yeah, I loved it. It was the highlight of my Saturday night viewing, Thriller. You know, I used to get all excited when it used to come on and that, you know, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a fantastic show, yeah. And I wish they would make some new ones of these, because there's a lot of writers out there sending scripts in, yeah. And as I say, I mean, with me being a writer as well, I wouldn't mind writing a series like this and that, you know, yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed me video review of Thriller. And I say the book, the companion volume, A Thriller in Every Corner. The authorized, an official unauthorized source guide to Brian Clements' 1970s TV suspense anthology. Yeah, it's a fantastic book. Yeah, it's a masterpiece. Yeah. Okay, guys, well, that's it. Yeah. All going well. I'll talk to you all again soon. Stay safe.